I had to watch this show from start to end to torture and make myself suffer because I hate myself. If you feel like I do, you should watch this show. We will have more incoming than you realize. Now, first things first, my name is Dell the Gamer. I'm a real man. I'm a real gamer. Today we're going to be reviewing The Transporter starring Kizra Dion and written and directed by Silk White. Now, the reason why I had to mention that it's written by Silk White or starring Kizra Dion is because there is already a TV show called The Transporter, which is based off the main movies The Transporter starring Jason Statham. So as you can tell, the showdown reviewing is already starting off with a bad reputation, just off the basic name alone. But then again, what will you call it? Well, I don't know. Just give me 15 seconds so I can just look up synonyms for The Transporter. Now, for the people who just looking for a quick review of this TV show to figure out if it's good, well, here you go. I give this show a 2 out of 10. Now, the reason why I give it a 2 out of 10 is because there's semi-long list of negatives and very few to non-existent positives. And don't worry, there isn't any spoilers in this part of the video. Let's start off with the negatives, which are bad audio. Could barely hear the actors speak for some of the parts of the show. Therefore, I had to literally put on subtitles and keep them on the whole show. Bad script. What can I say? It's just bad. Like, really bad. Like, I wrote this in 1 week. Terrible bad. Horrible acting. Just terrible. Really terrible. Like, fresh out of I decided to be an actor 2 days ago. Terrible.
What do you mean he's dead? Who's responsible for this? I need you to find out everything you know about this Kiki, and I need you to kill her. Sooner rather than later.
Special effects are shitty. Like, flush it down the toilet shitty.
Get down!
Intro song, garbage. Trash compactor garbage. Music in most parts are too loud for no reason, and I guess you can put that in bad audio as well.
Someone that knows how to handle themselves.
The positives are they at least completed a project from start to finish. Not a lot of people can say they starred in a TV show. Second thing is, majority of the female talent is gorgeous. I know. I'm simping. I don't care though. Majority of the females was bad. I just gotta say it. Third thing, actors look perfect for their roles. Like, they look like they could be playing these characters in real life convincingly. It's just the bad script, the bad directing, and the bad acting in general. It's just put it off. But the actors did look like they can be playing these characters in real life. Outro song, pretty clean. I dig it. Now, I'm about to read the description of this show that is listed on Tubi. A woman chosen to be the driver for one of the biggest drug operations in the world must outdrive and outshoot enemies in fabulous exotic locales. Okay, where can I start? And before I start, spoilers are inbound because this description for the show is horrible. First thing is, she's only a driver for 3 episodes and was gifted leader of the operation in the other 3 episodes. Second thing is, this is nowhere near the biggest drug operation in the world. She doesn't outdrive anybody. She doesn't get into gunfights where she's out shooting people. Also, a lot of the sets is taking place in apartment buildings, parking garages, parking lots, parking stairs, parks like trees and nature, shopping center where the bar is located, so nowhere near exotic or fabulous locales. So let's rewrite it. A woman is chosen to be a driver for a local drug operation, then the leader of the operation gives her the business to handle while this is taking place in basic areas of Atlanta, Georgia. Now let's break down each episode for the people who want to know this magical story. Alright, starting with episode 1 titled The Driver, you are introduced to the main character Kiki. She is driving for an Uber/Lyft service. One of her customers, who's called Fox that she get, is a person that's performing some type of sketchy act, which leads to gunshots, then after him fleeing back in her car and tell her to drive. He's impressed with her skills so much he offers her a drive. Then you are introduced to her sister Stacy and her crazy boyfriend Tony, and also a brief description of a serial killer that's in the area. Further on, you are introduced to Fox, boss Cassie, and her bodyguard Heat. They have a meeting so Fox can let her know what's going on in the streets. Now you're introduced Cassie rival gang leader Hector when he called her to make sure she was not moving weight in his territory. She let him know that it's not true. but of course she lies. So yeah, now Fox having a meeting with Kiki to prepare her for this new job she's going to be doing. Then he had to go back to have another meeting with his boss Cassie to confirm the job. Now let's go back to Stacy, which shows the side effects of her being domestically abused by her boyfriend Tony. Kiki confronts her and tells her it's better days in their horizons. Now let's go back to her job as well that Kiki had to do. She meets with Fox and he give her the instructions once again, but now give her the work she's going to be transporting. Now the guy she's going to be delivering to is secretly working with Hector, which I said before is her rival. But quick, we are given new information about this serial killer from the radio Kiki is listening to while she's driving, but is interrupted when Stacy calls her to let her know that Tony is at the door and she's scared. Kiki tried to tell her don't let him in, but of course she do, and now Tony wants to know why it took so long for her to open the door. And she replies,
I was in the bathroom taking a shit.
now Kiki is worried about her sister, so she got Fox to come to her home so she can help Stacy. After he does that, it shows Kiki arriving to the meetup, and CJ tries to cross her like he planned and steal the pack and rape her, but somehow she let the hammer off and nails him. Episode 2 immediately shows Kiki driving, panicking, and calling Fox to let him know what just happened. Fox then tells her to calm down, and Harry tells Cassie what just went down. Cassie somehow expects it was Hector, but is not sure. Now fast forward to Hector somehow getting called by somebody to let him know what just happened, also being told the name of Kiki, and then puts a hit on her. Also, for some reason, grabs a gun when he's hearing the news. Now it shows Kiki and Fox talking in the parking lot. She's still freaking out, and Fox is trying to calm her down. But first, he got to make sure she still got that work. Then they proceeded to go to her apartment where he spends the night just to comfort her, unsure if they banged or not. Now let's go to the next scene where they show the serial killer murdering a woman. Alright, now let's leave that scene and go to Kiki finally meeting Cassie and starting to officially work for her. Alright, but first she got to let her know if she crosses her, she dies, and also that her wardrobe sucks. Kiki and Stacy celebrate her new job, but is soon to be interrupted by this random hitman somehow finding out where they live and Hector giving the go-ahead for him to take them out. But wait, it now shows this attempted assassination on Cassie and her bodyguard, which is horribly dead, like from the poor setup to the horrible editing. She's of course survives it, then tell the Fox to make sure Kiki is safe. But it's too late because the hitman has already broken in and knifes Stacy and then gets into a wrestling match with Kiki. While they're wrestling, Stacy gets a knife and knifes the hitman and he starts fleeing. While he's fleeing, Fox runs into him in the staircase and guns him down. Wait. You telling me this guy just see a man holding his stomach and bleeding and your first thought is to gun him down? Wait, Fox might have some power where he can tell a person's situation just by looking at them. Fox consoles Kiki once again, telling her it's going to be okay. Now it shows Cassie and Heat talking at the bar about finding and killing Hector's sister, but it's interrupted by this dirty detective who is extorting them so he can get paid, so they can continue doing business in his city. Now it shows Heat out of nowhere in Hector's sister's house, which then he tells her to FaceTime Hector. Once she did, he peels her muffin cap back blue. Also, Tony wants to get back with Stacy. Further on, it shows Kiki getting arrested by the dirty cop, and then show Cassie calling the dirty detective to pay him off. But the dirty detective is secretly working for Hector. Who would have known? And now Stacy wants Kiki to get out of the business while she can. Episode 3. Kiki meet up with Fox so he can console her and tell her to toughen up. Cassie bodyguard Heat feels like there's a storm coming. Cassie all like, I don't give a fuck. Now it shows Kiki and Stacy chopping it up and Kiki telling her she about to get out of the game and they're both happy about it. Now it shows Hector putting pressure on the dirty detective. Then out of nowhere it shows the dirty detective meeting up with Stacy so she can be an informant about the drug operation that her sister Kiki works for. Now fast forward to the dirty detective house. Heat pulls up and murks him hilariously, by the way. Now he dead. Fast forward even more, you see Cassie gets informed by her lawyer that Stacy is informing the lawyer, telling her she's going to have to deal with it sooner than later.
This problem needs to be taken care of sooner than later.
Wait, that sounds familiar.
Sooner rather than later.
Now it just so happened that Cassie somehow was able to contact Stacy and persuade her to come to the bar. Just keep that in mind. Now Cassie meet up with Kiki and Fox, telling them what's in the future for the organization and also giving Kiki another job for her to do. Meanwhile, in between scenes, we are interrupted with a quick Black Lives Matter march for some reason. While Kiki is driving, she tries to call Stacy, but of course she's not picking up, but is soon interrupted with a guy in front of her car. who is the serial killer they've been building up to for 2 episodes already. Well, I guess now 3rd episode. Now, of course, the serial killer stabs her and tries to kill her, but I guess the headquarters where Cassie is at is so close to where she's delivering the package that it makes you wonder why they just couldn't do it. Guarantee you are wondering right now, how did they know that she made a stop? Well, because the GPS they put on their car let them know that she made a longer stop than usual, which motivates Cassie, telling Fox to go check on her, which he arrives in seconds, and I mean seconds, just for him to pop the motherfucker just in time and save Kiki. But then he is put in another situation where Tony is just randomly sitting in a car in this fabulous exotic locale, aka a parking garage, just for Tony to shoot him and flee. Now back to the bar where these random guys tried to ambush Cassie and her bodyguard and somehow didn't shoot neither one of them, even though they had a wide open target. And I mean wide open. Oh yeah, they make it out untouched. But somehow in the next scene it shows Cassie is somehow locked up and also holding a meeting over the phone with Heat, her lawyer, and Kiki, and telling her that she's giving the operation to Kiki until she get back out. But under one condition, she take out Stacy for being an informant. Kiki refused, but when shown proof, she goes ahead and do it. Episode 4. Okay, we are now introduced to a new character, and his name is Wolf, and it's Kiki's own personal bodyguard, because I guess he couldn't be there since I don't know why. Like, it's just, he just up and disappeared, because you don't see him no more for the rest of the series, and there's no explanation given. I think they took a mid-season break, and he just didn't come back, because Hector and Fox are given beards that are no way grown in a couple of days. But back to the episode. Now, Wolf and Kiki get acquainted. Also, it shows Hector still pissed off and want them dead still. It shows Fox is backing out and linked up with Kiki again. Then Kiki is also recruiting her a new driver, since the world's biggest drug operation don't have backup drivers ready to go. Okay, now Kiki is introducing a new girl driver, Erica, into what she's going to be doing, and she replies with, "I've been inspired from the movie Scarface," letting Kiki know this is nothing new to her.
I always wanted to be a big-time drug dealer, especially after I seen that movie Scarface.
But after their little meeting, a random dude just walked up in the bar named Derek, which just so happens to be her long ago childhood friend, and then he give her his number. Back to the bar, some guy introduced himself as a health inspector, but secretly a hitman sent there by somebody to take Kiki out. Good thing Wolf is there, because he stops that shit immediately. Kiki calls Derek and they start to talk and set up a date. Now it shows Fox executing some of Hector guys since they are on Kiki turf. Then shows Fox the next day briefing Erica on what she had to do for her just assigned job. Also, I guess there's a wardrobe malfunction, because you can see some of her boob in this shot, and all I can say is pretty nice. Lastly, we are introduced to a new character, Sweets, who I guess is a child. I'm not sure, but all she wants to do is work for Kiki and make her some money. But Kiki says no, but she still gives her some money anyway. Episode 5. Alright, now if you thought Tony's character was done because Stacy was killed, you are dead wrong, because he just so happens to be dating the new driver, Erica, and he demands that he talk to her boss to see where her money is coming from. Just keep that in mind for now. Okay, it shows the guy who has been working for Hector being interrogated by Kiki and her crew, Wolf and Fox, and he asks, "What's going on?" My thoughts exactly when watching this show. And, like, who was this guy? Because this is our first time seeing him. But he gets murked. Now Cassie Lawrence meets up with Kiki and let her know that they need a business to launder the money, and that she already acquired one, and also that Cassie is coming home within a week. Fast forward, Derek and Kiki are kicking it at the house, but surprise, surprise, he's undercover for Hector, which he's giving direct orders to kill her. He tries and fails, and of course the big bad Wolf comes through for the rescue. Side note, I want to say Wolf a badass. I'm just saying that. I just think so. By the way, and he pops him. Tony is such in a frenzy to find out who his girl is working for that she finally brings him to his job, in which he didn't even know that was his last day he was going to be breathing. Wait, in the car it was nighttime, but it shows daytime. You know what? Never mind. Kiki gets interrogated by this female detective, but of course she didn't fold. Then Erica get killed since she was Tony's girlfriend. Oh yeah, she briefly has nightmares about killing her sister. And Hector has a hit put on him, but luckily he survives. Lastly, Kiki is showing her new business by her lawyer. Oh yeah, by the way, who wouldn't have fucking nightmares about killing their sister for some random people she just met like a month ago? But anyway. Episode 6. Alright, the episode begins with the show introducing the lieutenant and another detective named Washington, in which she tried to infiltrate Kiki's organization. Kiki meets with her connect so she can get some more work. He fronts her more than she can handle but deals with it. Fox freaks out saying that's too much for them to handle since they had no drivers. But wait, what happened to this being the biggest drug operation in the world? Washington tries to infiltrate the organization, linking up with a mutual friend, but fails. Also, Cassie is back and free and is upset how Kiki is running her business. Okay, back to this detective who's trying to infiltrate Kiki organization. He meets with his lieutenant. They debate each other on how he would do it. Then the detective set up a person to rob Fox so he can kill the dude and prove his loyalty to Fox, which works. Alright, now we are brought back to another scene of Sweets asking Kiki for some money so it can give us some more emotional attachment to her character. Spoiler alert. Now that the Detective Washington guy convinced Fox he legit, Fox introduced him to Kiki so he can drive for the organization, but they argue about is he trustworthy or not. Now Washington is bragging to his lieutenant convincingly that he successfully got in. Furthermore, we're back in the bar with Cassie and she have no protection because I guess Heat has went ghost, but Hector pulls up on her out of nowhere. She don't trust him, of course, but he offers her the deal to take Kiki out, all because he heard from the streets that they prefer Kiki more than Cassie. I know, y'all. Y'all are tired as well, but we're almost done. But yeah, no loyalty at all in these streets because they team up out of nowhere to take Kiki out. Fox and Kiki makes up and are back on good terms. Cassie meets up with Kiki so Kiki can give her some money for some re-up that she had to do. Kiki don't have it since she spent it on some extra kilos. They argue and then Cassie leaves to call the lawyer so she can set up Kiki. Cassie sets up a meeting with a pastor letting him know that he would be getting some money to come in for him to launder for Kiki. But she tells him once he get it, give it to her so she can steal it. But I'm confused. Couldn't Cassie just pop Kiki since she's still the boss? You know what? Never mind. Cassie tells Fox in another scene to keep tabs on Kiki and says he would do it. Oh yeah, Hector let Cassie know that he put a hit on Kiki and a woman going to do it because, like he said, she won't see it coming from another woman. Fox let Kiki know what Cassie told him to do. Kiki gets suspicious with the lawyer and confronts her, and the lawyer spills the beans about the plans Cassie put her up to. Now fast forward to the next scene where Kiki pulls up in the church with Wolf strapped the fuck up and execute the pastor. Finally, the last scene shows Sweets cleaning Kiki's car and Kiki enters the area, but out of nowhere somebody shoots Kiki but misses and shoots Sweets. Somehow the bodyguard let the person get away. Kiki gets on the phone immediately after with Cassie and asks her why, and Cassie replies,
"Get with me. You already know the fucking vibes."
That's the end. Now, if you made this far, you deserve a Nobel Peace Prize. My name is Delta Gamer. I'm a real man. I'm a real gamer. Thanks for watching. Also, I noticed that this show reused some of the characters. Okay, I'm out.